Good blessed Throwback Thursday night, August the 20th, 2020, time for vision, time for the change. This is a part two of what I made a part one earlier about us protecting our children because of all these kidnaps, rapes, abuses, and then speaking about activists versus actors. You see what I'm saying? I'm a activist, and I'm a parent. I'm a black parent. Had to fight hard when my two young daughters was taken away from me when they was 1 and 2 years old. They 14 and 15 years old now. They wasn't taken away legally. They was taken away illegally. If you look at my part one on this here, you will see their condition. A real black man, a real black activist, or a real activist, period, would have did what I did. And y'all seen the conditions of them. Look at the conditions of them now. This is 2020. You see what I'm saying? The only time these two girls got harmed is when the Charleston, Missouri Police Department here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, the Charleston R1 School District here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, the Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County Sheriff Department here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, and some of the people in the Charleston, Missouri 33rd Circuit Court here in Mississippi County, City Hall here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, Charleston, Missouri NAACP, presidents and members. They refuse to protect my children. The police refuse to protect them. They let a white bus driver do something to them. You see what I'm saying? They took them out of the house without my permission, without a warrant or anything. I found them in Chicago 70 days later. The one to the left, Birdie, arm had been broken. Same one who a white school bus driver did something to. My children's for from some years, they seen a child psychologist from away from this area here because it's all tied up. I'm gonna tell y'all, the black Democrats is just as worse as these racist white supremacist Democrats down here who runs everything. But let me tell you, these two girls of mine, every time somebody knocked on the door, ring the bell when they was little, after all this stuff happened to them and I got them back, they would run and hide someplace. You see what I'm saying? A child psychologist, some people say I'm racist, but a white child psychologist for 8 years. She helped me get them back to where they need to be. But I just want to show y'all, everybody out there saying that they activists, some of them is actors. Everybody that wear that badge, they ain't necessary. We see it all the time. Ku Klux Klan proudly wear. You see what I'm saying? The families down here that run this town in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, the black and white families, all of them is the good old boy system. You see what I'm saying? I put a police report, can't even get there made. Something happened to my daughters, can't get there made. But see, what they want me to do is kill somebody. But God is taking care of all of them. Is y'all afraid of anything? Who the only one y'all fear, man? God. Have y'all ever been harmed up under my watch? What about the school watch? What about the police watch? The court watch? These so-called black leaders watch? These so-called black and white preachers down here watch? But let my baby, we finna go drive to the next town. Well, she finna drive to the next town. The people down here didn't teach them. The people down here didn't help them do nothing. I got a 92-year-old World War II veteran dad. Probably the only vet. He was born and raised in this town here. Blacks don't recognize him, nor whites, but the whites recognize they World War II veterans. You see what I'm saying? That's the type of blacks that we have down here. Now, don't get me wrong. All whites ain't a part of this, and all blacks ain't. But the ones that's running it, stay in the news all the time. Listen. Don't move your children down here. Some of my family and friends from Cabrini Green, they already know when their kids was going to talk about going to Seymour College down here in Southeast Missouri, they said, no way. They not only seen what I've been going through down here for the 24 years I've been down here, but they see and know how racist it is down here. Y'all go ahead on. Let's spool on out, y'all. But I just want y'all to just let people know, anybody that getting ready to move down to Southeast Missouri, Charleston, Missouri, don't depend on, they don't have no, I'm probably the only real civil rights leader down here. You see what I'm saying? The civil rights leaders down here in Southeast Missouri, here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, they fight hand in hand to protect white supremacists. I'm telling you a fact. Y'all wake up. Y'all stand up for your children, even if it's going to cost you your life. You see what I'm saying? I have to teach my 14 and 15-year-olds how to do things adults should do, like driving, protecting themselves. You know why? Because I'm living in a place down here where my daddy grew up at. My daddy and mama moved from down here in the 1940s after my dad got out of the war. You know why my daddy moved? Him and my mama didn't want none of us to be raised down here in this racist town. The only reason I'm back down here, I came down here in 96 to help my mother out. Let me show y'all something. Hold on a minute. Yeah, that's one of them there. I ain't gonna really take it back off of them, but they locked me up. They locked me up one time for videoing. But these people down here, y'all, I'm gonna tell you something about them. All you got to do is look up Robert Hearns. He the chief of police down here. His uncle was Warren Hearns. Google him up. Warren Hearns was a governor down here. I don't have anything against him. May he rest in peace. But see, Robert Hearns is living off his uncle's name. I want y'all to Google up the school that my daddy and them went up to. Google up this Davis versus Charleston, Missouri R1 school district, or Charleston, Missouri Consolidated School number 7, and see how they had to fight to be able to get to go to other school, because they had all of them segregated to one school, giving them old books and stuff like that. It took a Supreme Court justice to get them justice. That's what have been taking me down here. I'm going up against the police department. And reason why it's taking so long is because these blacks down here, NAACP, black preachers and all of them working hand in hand with them, y'all. Love y'all. But I'm going to tell y'all this one thing. Y'all pray that I get me and my children and my daddy up out of here. My daddy wanted to stay here until he died in 92, because he was raised up here, and my uncle, his brother, is buried in Southeast Missouri here. I'm trying to do it, y'all. My daughter asked me to wait till she's 15 so she could take the driver's test, and she passed it. They talk about it because I homeschool them, but here's some of these people in this racist Charleston R1 school district. You see what I'm saying? 2-3 years older than her, done took the driver's written test 2 or 3 times, brother, and failed it because they can't read and write. My daughter took it the first time, made her 87. Ivy's don't die, we multiply. Peace be still.